Hello there. My name is Armed ASMR. I believe that you contacted me on Armslist, the online firearms marketplace, regarding the purchase of my Land Rover here that is outfitted with a Browning 50 caliber rifle. Have we met before? Isn't this like the fourth time that you and I have crossed paths? Well, anyway, this is $125,000 and it is my 1989 Land Rover RHD Defender 130 with Browning 50 cal M2 HB. And if you would like to buy it, alright y'all, no more of that. I am exiting roleplay mode. Because honestly, if I had this vehicle equipped with that rifle, I'm sorry, but I would not be selling it. I would make a video for you, though. If you are having that same deja vu effect right now, right here, that might be because this is actually the very first location where Armed ASMR ever made an appearance. So I thought this would be a great place to celebrate this special occasion. And I'm sure that that has actually happened before. It has not happened to me. If so, I would probably make an entire second Armslist funny stories, or I would have included it in the first one if I had met someone for the second time. Things have happened where I have seen my own guns for sale on Armslist that I have sold to people and now they're selling them. Funny stuff like that. Armslist is essentially the Craigslist for guns, and what we have here is almost 6 months. And by almost, I mean basically maybe shy by a week or so of Armslist listings. They are randomized in the sense that I took screenshots of these listings, so they will be in that order, but they are not random in the sense that they are just random listings. These are ones that I have found cool, funny, just interesting, bizarre, you name it. So these are special and they are random. And over the course of these 6 months, I have probably forgot about most of them. So I thought that we would kick it off here with a bang. Pardon the pun. But let's read just a little bit of this information. There is a super long listing here. But this is a beautiful Land Rover that was selling on Armslist, where you could buy it privately, which is beautiful, for $125,000. It is a 1989 Land Rover RHD Defender 130 with Browning 50 cal M2 HB, unfortunately, semi-automatic rifle. And it has 166,700 miles on it. It was featured in Recoil magazine. So if you want more information, feel free to search for it and probably find the recoilweb.com link. Though it is cool to note that it has a Land Rover 300 TDI 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. I find that to be pretty cool. A 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Now, let us just take in the sounds of nature. We have beautiful running water, and this celebratory episode will just be you and I and these listings being read from my phone. I do hope that you enjoy, my friend. Let's start off with the very first one. For $14,200, we have an IMI Uzi 9mm submachine gun. So this is a full auto Uzi. Absolutely beautiful. I will present the photograph as well. Action Arms import, excellent condition with two 25-round mags and one 32-round mag. Fully transferable and ready to find a new home. These are readily converted to multiple calibers, including 45 ACP and 22 long rifle. That is something that I'm not necessarily surprised by, but I did not know. But a 22 long rifle full auto Uzi sounds super fun. As if not all of them do, right? They all do. But he says that this gun will only increase in value, but you can shoot and enjoy it, as common parts are available and inexpensive. Many people do consider even legal machine guns as proper investments, as it is possible for them to grow in value. Though we have many listings left, so let's continue. Here we have a PS90. This is a FN PS90 package, includes rare integrated optic. That's neat. 3 magazines, a side rail mount for lights or lasers, a few hundred rounds of 5.7 by 28, an optic mount should you choose to switch the ring sight. Has QD points installed already for utilizing whichever sling you want. These models sell for around $2,400 all day on Gunbroker. So I probably screenshotted this because of the mentioned integrated sight. Hopefully, if you choose to view this, which you don't have to, you can view my screen. But that's for $1,700. And we also actually have trades that this person would consider, and I like screenshotting these because it's cool seeing what people are interested in. So this person will trade their PS90 with integrated optic for an MP5 build, 10.5 to 11.5 inch ARs, a DSA FAL and OSWs, 14.5 inch pinned and welded 5.56 build with infrared lasers, an AUG, AK-74s, or a 47 with cash. So that is a beautiful little gun there. I have shot the 5.7 cartridge through the 5.7 handgun, and shooting a P90, not the necessarily PS90, even though it still would be cool, but it is a major goal to shoot a full auto P90, which of course the difference there being barrel length and the full auto capability. Here we move on to the next listing, which is a M72A2 Law rocket launcher. You can buy one of these. I've seen a few of them for sale locally. Is in good shape, has original front cap and original sling. The sights are still in one piece, fully functioning cocking and sight mechanisms. Rare to be all in one piece and has everything together. No back cap because it was blown off when fired, but he does have the pin for the cap. So that is a Law rocket launcher. These disposable launchers, including the AT4, which I have seen for sale, are available for purchase, essentially just sold as tubes. And here we have another example of not only Armslist being for firearms, your dream firearms and dream vehicles, but we have here a motorcycle, and it's just cool to screenshot this and take note of how people can just, besides doing cash private sales, do beautiful trades like this. We have a hardtail frame that are raked with open exhaust. This is a chopper build, which took 7 years to complete, now ready to be titled, and he has all paperwork for the frame, engine, and transmission, with serial number and work receipts. He has over 20,000 into it, and it's built right. Now, you can just barely, in this photograph, see the bottom of it, and that's all that I could really photograph at the time, apparently. And some information about the bike itself. Ultima Brute 100 CI, that's 1,638 cc, 110 horsepower. Sante, or Santa, which might be a little funny at Christmas time, so I'll call it Santa, S-A-N-T-E, single down tube frame. Baker 6-speed with 4-inch open primary, big mouth drag 2 into 1 drag pipe, custom leather and padded seat for $1,000, 7-inch Vampire Impaler hand grips, 50 caliber bullets for foot pegs. That's kind of interesting. And you know what? I did capture that in the screenshot. How about that? So if you can actually see right there, that pointy object is something that I have not noticed before, is the 50 caliber that he uses for the foot peg. And they are simply listing this in trade for some firearms. I think that's pretty cool. Now, I have for $1,750 a Saiga 12 fully welded conversion new end box. So he shows the S12 new end box, the Tromix backplate welded, Tromix HK sights, RAM trigger guard, Alumilite, out of production / rare super lightweight fake silencer, a Tromix trigger pack, Krebs trigger pack retainer, light trigger / hammer spring. He goes into full detail, and perhaps I screenshotted because of the labor section. This is someone who, and I like this because my Jeep had the same thing from the previous owner. This is someone who takes care to document everything that is done, and that's also worth taking note of. You see some people that just kind of slap a listing together, which is, you know, it is what it is, but it's great to see someone who really knows what they're selling. It's good for the buyer and good for the seller. Under labor, they have listed fully TIG welded conversion by Matt at C&S OEM trigger / hammer pen holes welded / resurfaced, HK sights welded, BHO modified, bolt / trigger assemblies reprofiled / polished, bolt lock safety lever modification, 60-degree OEM charging lever modification. So I just think that's cool. Someone who had custom work done, so they clearly do love the gun and they know about it, which is nice to see. Here we have the next one is the Desert Eagle, 50 AE Desert Eagle for $1,200. You know that these have to be looked at. I will show the photo here of that Saiga, and we have the beautiful Desert Eagle. So this is a powerful 50 caliber handgun. Israeli-made Desert Eagle 50 AE has Williams fiber optic sights, extra grips, factory DVD, and paperwork. Comes with case and over 240 rounds of ammo. And they would trade for a Keltec PMR 30 22 Magnum. That's a little bit different of a handgun. Or 800 cash. So, and of course that 800 cash is in combination with the PMR 30. We have a beautiful AK-101 Russian Saiga 5.56 up next. Beautifully displayed, just leaning up on a tree. A happy little tree. Perhaps this is Bomb Ross's favorite rifle. So comes with 3 magazines, Rifle Dynamics M4 buttstock adapter, forged tube, Magpul stock and grip, Chaos handguard, Krebs safety lever for bolt hold open, 20-inch barrel with flash hider. Handguard is for key mod accessories. And next up we have, oh, this is very cool. I've seen these a few times. It is a bullpup conversion for a Ruger 1022. For $550, it almost looks like an AUG, kind of, a little bit, an AUG. For sale, ZK-22 bullpup rifle, Ruger 1022. As seen on TV, Sons of Guns. I do remember that show a long time ago. And made by Ackley's Defense. 3 clips included. Not magazines. He's including 3 clips. This is an awesome gun to shoot, and they are including a True Glow red dot / green dot sight as well. Always good to see guns selling with clips. Next up we have incredible Springfield M1816 Flintlock musket for $1,600. This is a simply beautiful musket here, one that I have never shot a musket of any kind ever, but figured it's cool to take note of. It says here, I have an all original and correct 69 caliber 1816 Springfield Flintlock contract musket, manufactured in 1832. Very nice. Lock reads 1832 above arched MIDDN CONN. Forward of the lock reads U.S. Johnson. Around faint eagle. Barrel plug has matching 1832 as well as US and JM inspector markings next to a P. Butt plate has proper US written on it. So this is cool, of course, just seeing the detail and ways that you can identify a gun by having knowledge of different markings and, of course, being pieces of history. Very, very cool. Stock has correct and clear inspector cartouche, as well as remnants of a rack number forward of the butt plate. Strong springs make for a mechanically fine lock. Correct ramrod, both sling swivels. It weighs 9.2 pounds. It is 58 inches long and has a 42-inch barrel. Everything points to this being the correct lock, not reconverted or replaced. Under condition, it says, the weapon has an even gunmetal gray appearance all throughout. Light pitting throughout, more moderate on the lock. The stock has expected dings and dents for the age, nothing serious or repaired. Bore is strong, and they are willing to ship the musket. That is very cool. And here we have, for $350, this is a neat one. It is a MK, or Mark 15, Mod 4 military practice bomb. So it's a dummy bomb. How cool is that? From the 1960s, these were originally filled with water and sand, used by the Navy for target practice. Impact-fired, signal-generated practice bombs. The bomb itself weighs roughly about 20 pounds, with water 60 pounds, and with sand the full 100 pounds. Size is approximately 9 inches by 9 inches by 42 inches tall, 14-inch center-to-center between the hangers. These are genuine U.S. military surplus, the real deal. This has been spray painted camo for display. $350 cash. Next up, we have a 5,000 $500 mint Russian Izmash Dragunov Tiger. What a beautiful gun. Mint condition collector's item that comes as shown with all accessories and 3 magazines. Also comes with 300 rounds of authentic Soviet sniper grade 7-in-1 ammo. That's very cool. Now we have from Palmetto State Armory, a $900 AKV-9. Very hard to get. Palmetto State Armory AKV 9mm, new, never fired. I included this just because it's cool seeing a 9mm from Palmetto that is essentially like a little MP5 AK little mix, a braced one at that. Here we have something very cool for $575, a 357 Harriet Lone Eagle single shot 35 Remington rifle ballistics from a 12-inch pistol. Pistol, scope, mounts, rings, dies, brass, 100 plus, bullets, plus original box for $575. Now what on earth is this person talking about? Because I have never heard about this. They are saying $575 without scope and rings, or everything for $750. But going into detail, fun to hunt and shoot with, plus light to pack, great deer medicine, and 357 Harriet. It gets 35 Remington rifle ballistics in a slightly shorter rimmed case, easy to extract, with only a 12-inch barrel. The 357 Harriet is a cartridge specially designed by Steve Harriet and Bob Millick for single-shot TC pistols. It uses a modified 30-30 case that can withstand higher pressures and also utilizes fast-burning powders for optimum use in shorter barrels, unlike rifle cartridges that blow out most of the powder for a spectacular fireball and less speed. According to Harriet and Millick, a 180-grain Hornady SSP will do 2,150 feet per second with 1680 powder. It is a Lone Eagle SSP 86. This is the early version of the Lone Eagle before the line was sold to Magnum Research. One owner, single shot cannon breech, which results in a super strong action bullpup style pistol with a short overall length and still has a 12-inch barrel. No velocity loss, and there is no cylinder gap. It won't beat you up either due to the grip location. This one has a very good trigger. I have taken about a dozen whitetails with it, mostly head and neck shots, probably less than 200 times total has it been fired, original boxing included. So he says, why a 2x scope or a 2 times magnification scope? Because it allows you to follow moving game and lets you keep both eyes open. Larger magnification tends to be disorienting, resulting in lost opportunities. And you can still do small groups too, on targets or game. That is very cool. Accurate and easy to carry. I carry it on my left forearm and tuck it inside my jacket if it is snowing. It's a peach. I bought it new about 30 years ago, and it is in pretty nice shape, with the exception of a scratch on the barrel between the front sight screw holes. Making brass is simple. Run 30-30 or 32 special brass into the die, remove, then trim it by about 1/4 inch with a tube cutter. Do the final trim to length on a regular brass trimmer, one more trip through the sizer, and then you are ready to load. 30-30 brass is always easily available too. This is very cool. just the Niagara of information that this person has about something that I have personally never heard of. The gun, the caliber, the information as far as reloading, I find to be very cool. So of course I had to include this one. And now we're moving on to a $6,500 new HK MR762A1 long range package 2. Very cool. Taking an essentially standard MR762A1 semi-automatic rifle, HK turns it into a more effective precision rifle by an astute addition of the right optics and accessories. A Leupold VXR Patrol 3 to 9 by 40 millimeter scope and mount, HKG 28 adjustable cheek piece buttstock, a LaRue Tactical BRM S bipod are the primary add-ons that make the MR762A1 more than a sum of parts. This model employs the same HK proprietary gas piston operating system found on current HK rifles and carbines, using a pusher rod in place of the gas tube normally found on AR-15, M16, M4 style firearms. Shooters can expect a long life barrel due to HK's famous cold hammer forging process. It has a modular rail system, MRS, key-mod handguard. Additional accessories and add-ons for the LRP variant of the MR762A1 include an ergo pistol grip, blue force gear sling. I actually have the blue force gear sling, one of them, and mount, Otis cleaning kit, and an HK multi-tool. This rifle package, complete with 120 and one 10-round magazine, is shipped ready to use with the scope attached in a compact 42-inch model 1720 Pelican case. It weighs 9.84 pounds. It is chambered in .308 Winchester, and the stock actually folds. It is very cool. Now we have a $1,200 rare 1 of 3 CZ557 Ranger 308 rifles. And it looks like a nice little wooden stock rifle, bolt action. The description says these were originally made for the Canadian Mountie Trails to replace the infield. Only a handful were made in Czech and imported to Canada. From there, only 3 made it to the US, to CZ in Kansas. A custom version of the famous CZ557 with detachable 10-round mags, fiber optic iron sights, a mount for Picatinny or rings, precision rifling, and an adjustable trigger. Comes with leather saddle and Nikon 4 to 12 by 40 308 scope. That of course is very cool as a 1 of 3. And now we have a custom AR build by Alien Armory, and this is just something that goes into extreme detail, which I love seeing. Alien Armory Tactical Billet Receiver Set, number 69 of 500. Wolf 223 Wild Barrel. Alien Armory Tactical Aluminum Pistol Grip, as well as their aluminum foregrip and buffer tube. You have Tactical Dynamics Aluminum Stock. Odin Works O2 Light 15.5-inch free float handguard. UTG 30mm aluminum scope mount. Vortex Crossfire 2 scope, Wit Precision muzzle brake, Alien Armory flip-up 45-degree backup sights, their nitride bolt carrier group, and their TIN trigger, JP Precision reduced power springs, the TIN Ambi bolt catch from Alien Armory, as well as the gas tube, dust cover, and gas block, the Odin Works extended mag release. Those are just components of the rifle, which is photographed here. Beautiful AR build. Now here we have a Mark 12 Mod H / Holland rifle clone. This is a beautiful Mark 12 rifle. Nodak A1 lower, marked Brownells. I love Brownells. PRI 12.5-inch Gen 3 carbon fiber handguard. PRI Reese rail. Allen Engineering muzzle device / collar. Colt bolt carrier group. Colt upper receiver. Colt lower parts kit. Geisley SSA 2-stage trigger. I've heard a lot of good about those. A Harris bipod, of course. Knight's armament mount. PRI gas buster charging handle. Ballistic Advantage 16-inch Mark 12 barrel. Leupold Mark IV MRT 2.5 to 8x36 illuminated scope with Mark 12 turret. Arms 22M QD rings. Very cool. Here we have the next listing, a National Postal Meter M1 carbine. Serial number indicates it was built in December 1944. It has been re-arsenaled, as they all are. The barrel is IBM dated 1962. It is in very good condition, shoots and functions perfectly. Comes with repo sling and oiler, repo mag pouch, imperial bayonet with scabbard, which may or may not be period correct. Also includes 2 30-round mags and 4 15-round mags, 3 of them new in bag. And here we have the working replica. This is a reproduction of the Nazi MP40 9mm. So these would be, of course, sold as handguns without a stock, but they are reproduction MP40s. This weapon is in mint condition and works flawless. It comes with 2 27-round magazines. That's an interesting number. I've heard that when you hear a weird magazine like that, that holds a odd number of rounds, that sometimes it's simply because of ammunition boxes actually that have an odd number of rounds in them. So for 27, just something goes into 27 a certain number of times, and the ammunition boxes, where it actually worked perfectly with how you would be receiving ammunition that you were using. It says here, the description of the magazines are 25, but you can fit 27 in them, plus 1 in the chamber. Shoots FMJ and hollow points, and the trade that they would consider is an AK in excellent condition or a Glock in 45. It comes with the original box and instruction manual, as well as nice zippered tactical carrying case with 2 pouches on the side for magazines. And next up, we have an Uzi pistol, full size with extras, for $1,500. So we see a price difference there. This one going for $1,500. One of a kind Uzi build, accurate and reliable. Secret Service leather shoulder holster. That's pretty cool. 2 triple mag pouches and 7 mags. Original top cover plus railed top cover. Gearhead Works tailhook Mod 1 arm brace. So even the full-size Uzi still needs the arm brace because it has the shorter barrel, but still very cool. Oh yeah, now we have someone again trying to trade a vehicle for firearms. This one is a 1992 Mercedes-Benz 500 SL Classic. Still in great condition, no problems, leaks, or anything major. Needs a new battery and has a hardtop convertible, or it is a hardtop convertible that has been well taken care of. I have 17-inch alloy wheels along with the original wheels as well, and they even have the key to the door and trunk. Not the key to the door and the trunk, the key to the door and the trunk. And I show one of their willing to trade for any 2 Glock handguns, no single stacks. I probably included this as more of a funny listing because of the description being in complete contrast. I mean, you can compare it with some of the listings that we have gone through that are extremely detailed and informative compared to something like that where the person cannot correctly spell like a preschooler. Anyway, we have for $1,200 a Franchi model diamond, 12 gauge over and under, like new and factory hard case, 3-inch, 3 choke tubes, factory oil, used only a couple times. This is a beautiful shotgun, a lot of engraving, gold pheasant on one side, gold duck on the other, satin walnut stock. Would look beautiful on the wall when it's not shooting. $1,200 for best offer. I can appreciate some of those beautiful 12 gauges that I see sometimes at gun shows, for example. And I actually saw an advertisement for a local gun show that is coming up here in a few days, where there is going to be a tactical Santa Claus. So, I don't know, maybe he'll have a black beard, so he'll be Assault Tactical Santa Claus. That would be very cool. Next up, we have this looks like one of the Ronis for $750. Glock 17 Gen 3 with 4 10-round magazines and a Roni Stab G2 stabilizer with True Glow red dot sight. This setup is a ton of fun and extremely practical for home/personal defense. This stabilizer is compatible with all full-size Gen 3 and 4 Glocks 17, 21, 22. Selling because I need to downsize my toy collection a bit. Red dot is surprisingly steadfast with 800 plus rounds through this setup. I have only had to reset 0 once after initial 0, and it was because I was playing with different rail mounts. So that's cool. And of course I have a version of a brace or stockable, shoulderable Glock mount, the Indo Tactical with the Shockwave blade, and I can vouch for a braced Glock being extremely fun. Here's one that's definitely funny by this picture. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is for sale $275. It is a LCP handgun, LCP 380, the little Ruger 380s. I actually have one of these in my pocket right now, right here. 380 Ruger LCP. This is the LCP2. This one being photographed is the original LCP. He says only 50 rounds through it, comes with 2 standard 6-round mags, and the reason why I screenshotted it, it comes with one 15-round magazine. But this 15-round magazine is extremely silly because these are single stack 380 handguns. So that magazine, even though it's just 15 rounds, is super, super long. That's kind of hilarious. And here we have the Kunan 357 Classic. You might know what this is. It is the essentially 1911 that is a semi-auto 357 Magnum firing handgun. Pretty cool for $1,375. Kunan Classic 357 Magnum. Hard to find, no longer in production. 1 magazine, an original box with contents, excellent condition. I think that those are just really cool, having shot plenty of 357 revolvers, a semi-auto 357 1911. I think at one point I actually was debating on whether or not I should purchase one of these because it kind of knocked out two categories at once, because I wanted to have a 357 and I wanted to have a 1911, and I figured that for the price, hey, I can just get that and I'd have both in one, but I would not have a revolver and 357, which is something that I did want. And I kind of want a 1911 and 45 because it's just classic, or it would also be cool to have it in 10 millimeter, but 45 would also go along with my high point 45. Oh, here we have a solvent trap. These are essentially silencers that are sold as oil filters under the name solvent trap. So it's basically a complete silencer that you have to drill typically one hole, maybe more than one hole, to have a silencer for just, in this case, he's trying to sell it for $375, 5/8 by 24 thread, but you can find these online made out of aluminum for just a few bucks. I have videos dedicated to it. Very cool stuff, though it is highly illegal, which is so scary. And okay, so this one, I can see why I screenshotted it. It's called the Forward Fist, and I want you to think, what could that possibly be gun related? Something called the Forward Fist. Well, this is what it is. It is an AR pistol grip, or rifle grip. Not a pistol grip, it is a forward grip that it shows mounted to the handguard of an AR, and it looks like brass knuckles. That's gotta be fun and comfortable. JL Billet front grip brass knuckle style M-lock, and I have an M-lock to Picatinny adapter for an additional $15. So that's kind of interesting, something I've never seen before, a brass knuckles that are actually a forward mount for an AR. So perhaps for that really close range combat, you can just lift your rifle up, and instead of hitting them with a buttstock or something, you can hit them with your your brass knuckle forward grip. And here we have a more professional build. This is a $1,400 bolt action rifle. Everything new, Ruger 1022. I did not notice that that was even a 1022. I thought it was a bolt action. It is a 1022 action based target / trainer rifle, suppressor ready, which basically means that it has a threaded barrel. So it's a 1022 action. The action and magazine are the only items Ruger. Everything else is new. Bench, test, fired, 15 rounds, and it is a tack driver. And he goes into more details about the prices paid for the 1022 action, EG and G Picatinny rail, bedded, Kid stainless fluted / threaded 16.5-inch barrel, Kid, that is spelled KIDD, stainless scalloped bolt assembly, titanium firing pin, atomic arms charging handle, Kid bolt buffer, Valkortsen 2-stage full trigger group, Victor Titan fiber stock, Marine Tex grip added, with a Leupold VX2 4 to 12x40, Leupold Illumina flip scope caps, Leupold Mark IV 1-inch steel rings, Harris bipod swivel, Magpul MS3 sling, and Duracoat. Very cool. Now we have an 1865 Burnside saddle ring carbine for $1,200. This is a very interesting looking piece of old gun. It says, here is a bit of history. A 1865 Civil War Burnside cavalry carbine with a saddle ring still in very good condition. No rust, very cool. 1,200 bucks. And after that, we have, for $500, U.S. military surplus 5-man Arctic tent with wood-burning stove that they're trying to sell for trade for some firearms. It is a very cool military multi-person tent that has a stove in it. I have a used but in great condition 5-man Arctic tent for sale or trade. Tent comes with wood-burning stove and removable liner for the colder months. Very cool. Oh wow. Here we have a very interesting modification, or a very interesting take on a very common gun. The mag-fed Maverick 88 pump action 12 gauge for $500. This is very interesting. Magazine fed conversion instead of the tube magazine, a detachable magazine. This was a brand new Maverick 88 built with a Sidewinder Venom kit. It will include a 10-round drum and a 10-round stick mag. It's only ever been fired one time to check function, so still like a new firearm. And it looks nice in person. And so here now, we have the Magnum Research Mountain Eagle 22 long rifle. When everyone thinks of Magnum Research, they think, of course, about the 50 caliber handguns like the Desert Eagle that we've looked at before. But here we have the Mountain Eagle, which is a 22 long rifle for $375. Very interesting. That is just cool to take note of. It looks like a little handgun. It has a little scope on it for 22 long rifle. Comes with the case and the instruction manual. Very neat. And here we have one of my favorites, the 50 caliber, anything 50 BMG. I love it. This is a Barrett M99 50 BMG for $4,500. Barrett M99 fluted 50 BMG, fired 6 times. Pelican case fit for the Barrett. 60-ish rounds of new 50 BMG. Burris XTR2 8 by 40 by 50 MOA. That's interesting. 50 cal bore snake. A 50 caliber bore snake. Whoa. May as well just use a shotgun bore snake at that point. This is a $500 now Taurus CT9 9mm rifle with a really beautiful picture included. Very nice. Good condition, low round count, comes with accessories, 2 10-round mags and 25-round extended mag, red dot, sling. Looking for a SIG P938 or P365. Willing to trade or sell, but that is just a rifle that I've honestly never seen before, and it has a beautiful setting behind it, so very cool. Oh, this is a nice one. A Rossi Ranch Hand for $500. It is like a little tiny lever action Rossi rifle. I believe that you can find the same kind of concept with the mare's legs, which these are essentially, by my understanding, like the lever action version of a braced pistol, except it does not have a brace. By my understanding currently, which I have not done much research about the lever actions, if the barrel is lower than a certain length, you basically just have to like chop some of the stock off to where it's still like the same stock kind of, and then it's just considered a pistol now. Could be wrong, but that looks very, very small and interesting. So that's what that is, and for $500, made by Rossi. And now we have for $1,200. This is actually in its own little display case. Very interesting. It is a Colt model 1849 Pocket. He actually gives the serial number. It has an 1862 production date, octagonal 6-inch, 36 caliber barrel, and all serial numbers match and everything functions as it should. Was last fired in the late 90s. That's just cool to show something that is for display, something that is literally just in a box, sitting there as a beautiful item to have, passed down probably through generations, and last fired in the late 90s. That is very cool. Now we have for $7,350 a German import SSD PTR 44 8mm Kurz Semi STG 44 rifle. My goodness. And a very specific price point as well, though it is looking quite beautiful. PTR 44 semi-auto rifle, chambered for 8mm Kurz, 7.92 by 33mm. This one is in good shape and issue free. It comes with one quality magazine, buttstock, manual, and takedown tool. It has a mint bore. It is shiny with perfect rifling and a good crown. The internals are clean with no corrosion I know of, and the gas system or pitting on the bolt group. The bolt group and trigger group both are in good shape and both move and function as they should. The return spring is good and strong with plenty of life left in it. The wooden furniture is nice without major wear, cracks, or splits. It has a couple small dings, again, from shooting and storage. Nothing bad, and it looks good. The receiver is straight, even, and the bolt group does not drag or bind. There is no abnormal wear on the underside of the receiver either. Rifle is in good shape. Very cool. And now we have an Israeli pre-ban Arms Corps SBL Industries FAL. This is a 308 rifle selling for $1,450. A very desirable pre-ban model that was made in Israel and imported into the US. This gun has had its top cover changed to a B square mount, but other than that, it's completely as it sold years ago. It is in fantastic condition, both mechanically and aesthetically. Smooth bolt, positive and easy magazine lockup, great trigger. Rifle comes with one 20-round magazine and sling as pictured, and it is a beautiful picture at that. Next up, for $115, we have for sale two German World War II MG34/42 ammo cans. World War II German insignia stamp, undertop carry handle, both cans in very good condition. So those are just not things that you see every day for $115. Very interesting looking ammunition cans. We also now have, for $2,250, a 1977 Colt AR-15 SP1. Now I do know that the SP1s are also, by my understanding, sought after by people who manufacture lightning links, which are very easily craftable items that can turn an AR platform rifle full auto, and the SP1 bolt carrier, I believe, is used for that as well in that process. This was purchased new in 1977, test fired, then placed in storage for the next 41 years. Rifle comes with original manual and two Colt 5-round magazines. Condition used as new. And here we have another rocket launcher for $350. This one is a Spanish M65 tank or anti-tank rocket launcher. Has bipod and optics. Very cool. Comes with a bipod and an optic. That makes for a cool rocket launcher if you ask me. And here we have an FN Ballista 338 Lapua. This is a beautiful long-range rig, I can guarantee that. For $7,500. Seekins scope rings, US optic LR17 with Horus H59 reticle, 2 8-round mags, ballista toolkit, BT10 LW18 V8 Atlas bipod, BT12 QT standard height AccuShot monopod, BT64 Atlas spiked cleat feet, US optic anti-cant device, less than 500 rounds fired. Also have custom loads and target ammo. That's very cool. So they must have been experienced with reloading and actually are willing to sell you as well the formula for what they have found to be the best ammunition load for that gun. That is something very important. Now we have for $5,000, this is a Harrington and Richardson Rising Model 50 chambered in 45 ACP. It is a simple yet nifty submachine gun. Would make a fun entry or addition to the Class 3 machine gun world. This Model 50 comes with one magazine. This piece is currently on a Form 3 and ready to transfer to a local Class 3 dealer of your choice. So $5,000, that's actually a decent price to have a little full auto 45 ACP, and it looks pretty cool too. And now, oh goodness, here we go. 500 bucks. This is something that I have definitely never seen. Take a look at the magazines and the rifle if you can. Very weird. 500 bucks. This is a Hi-Point 995 carbine and a dark gray Hightower Armory shell, which almost looks like it's a bullpup. This is a very high-end shell with the Hi-Point guts inside. That's one way to say it. It fixes the majority of the issues with the carbines, with the takedown and being front heavy. So it essentially makes the takedown easier and rebalances the gun, while still being extremely reliable. It's one of two 9mm bullpup options in existence, and the other costs $2,000 plus. Imagine a $2,000 bullpup chassis for your Hi-Point 995. This is very rare, and the shells have been on back order for a while now after initial delivery of people on a waiting list. Includes two 20-round and one 10-round magazine. And here we now have for $12,500 American Arms American 180 22 long rifle transferable. So this is another machine gun, this time in 22 long rifle. And if you look at it, it looks almost like a 22 long rifle Thompson submachine gun that has the magazine horizontal on top of it. I have an American Arms American 180. This machine gun has a barrel length of 16.5 inches and an overall length of 33.5 inches. It is a blast to shoot. And I bet it is too. That must be so fun. And here we have, wow, a beautiful, this is $25,000. This is a transferable full auto AK-47. Transferable AK-47 in 7.62 by 39 from qualified manufacturing. Chinese-made AK, RAI imported. It has safe, semi, and full, and is a ton of fun to shoot. It does have a cyclic reducer in the lower, which makes it super enjoyable to shoot. So this actually makes the firing rate slower. 100% original uncut AK, originally made in China, says it on the side. Comes with one 30-round mag. The gun is 100% fully functional, super fun, and is currently on a Form 3. I would love to have a full auto AK. How cool is that? Now we have more of a funny one. This is a $700. This is a Calico, baby. Oh yeah. A Calico 22 long rifle, model M110P, semi-automatic pistol, new old stock. This magazine, OEM original equipment manufacturer, is factory new. Brand new in box, unfired, American Industries manufactured this Calico pistol in Bakersfield, California. This Calico M110P is new and unfired and is pre-ban vintage, manufactured prior to the assault weapons ban in 1994. That's really cool. So it is brand new in the box. And now we have probably the most silly gun on here, if you don't think that the Calico takes that spot. A USFA Zip 22 with a rail. So you can put your rail on your zip gun here. That's pretty cool. A tiny little Zip 22, USFA Zip 22, tan 1 mag, extra springs with zip rail, takes all Ruger 1022 magazines. So you know that you need to get those 25 round BX25 magazines and put them in this little zip gun. Comes with the factory box and papers, excellent condition, no trades. That is hilarious. And this is awesome. A 37mm Havoc launcher. For $1,000, this is a functional grenade launcher, even though they sell it here as, of course, a signaling device or a device that shoots, you know, kind of theatrical, celebratory things, like if you're going to celebrate the holiday by shooting some fireworks or something like that. He says, selling my Spikes Tactical 9-inch Havoc launcher side loader with the standalone folding stock. This setup is the best of both worlds. Keep it as a standalone or connect it to any Picatinny rail. It includes a hard case with custom setup for this launcher. So he has different ammunition and different loads for it, and you can use it as a standalone with a stock on it to shoot your little projectile grenade type things, or you can attach it to the bottom of a rifle. How cool is that? It comes with 20 live 37mm rounds, 10 aluminum casings, all the equipment to make at least another 30 plus rounds, including black powder, fuses, primers, and directions on how to make all types of 37mm rounds. It literally comes with everything you need to make your own rounds. This launcher is classified as a flare/smoke launcher and does not require any FFL or any special license. It is completely legal to make your own rounds for this launcher so long as you follow different rules, blah blah blah. All the ammo supplies were bought from Exotic Firearms. They have everything you need and need to know about constructing 37mm rounds, including how-to videos. The reason why they are selling is due to moving to another state where they are not going to use it. This launcher is the greatest thing. Big hit during 4th of July and New Year's parties, I bet. And they can ship the launcher and some of the supplies, but they cannot ship live rounds, fuses, primers, or the black powder. I just think that is super cool. Here we have now for $28,000, the Anderson Guncraft 1874 4570. This is essentially a tripod mounted gun. How neat is that? The front sight is a folding brass blade mounted to the front of the right frame strut. The rear sight is a V-notch mounted at the right rear of the casing. The rear sight is threaded and can be rotated for elevation adjustment. The gun is mounted on a tripod with bronze mount. The mount pivots on its base, allowing for windage adjustment, and there is an elevation screw at the rear which is turned with a bronze plate for elevation adjustment. At the left end of the crankshaft is a pair of tracks, one straight and one canned. Under this is a guide rod which can sit in the straight track, which will allow the gun to be fired at the same point repeatedly. or it can sit in the cammed track to oscillate the gun as the crankshaft is turned, and it will be ship, is what this says. The tripod's wood legs have a few scattered light nicks and scuffs. The bronze portions show scattered light tarnish and handling marks. There are no chips or cracks. The mount functions correctly, including oscillator. Overall, the mount is in about fine condition. The gun retains about 96% of its metal finish. The metal surfaces show infrequent scattered light tarnish and surface oxidation. There are a few scattered light marks and faint operational wear. The screw heads are sharp. The markings are clear and crisp. Overall, this gun rotates in about fine condition. The bores are bright and the rifling is sharp. There is no erosion in the bores. The action functions correctly. We did not fire this gun. Alright, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time when I pretty much got caught filming a video. So that's pretty exciting. I saw someone just walking this way who clearly must have totally seen me. And they were down the way, and I just hiked it back this way through the snow. And we're gonna continue here with the Danish police issue pistol. Denmark ordered 10,000 M40s, and the serial numbers were in the 5,000 to 15,000 range, with a D prefix in front of the serial number. In late World War II, the Swedes, who remained neutral, trained and partially equipped the Danish police officers with these pistols that I will show a photo of right now. That would have been funny if this is one of the videos where I actually have guns out and that person was just like hiking around. But very cool looking pistol, very cool looking setup with the magazines and the holster and everything. Very cool. This pistol has no import marks. The earlier Danish police pistols came with the brown Bakelite grips and later the black ones. I have both sets of grips for this pistol. This pistol comes with 4 8-round factory magazines, 1 loading tools, so 1 pack of loading tools essentially, 2 cleaning rods, leather lanyard, as well as an oil container and leather holster. It shoots like a German Luger, but is a very heavy weighted 9mm pistol. It shoots regular 9mm ammunition, and from what they read, these pistols were well made for the harsh, cold climates. The trigger guard is a bit big due to the use of cold weather gloves. I would see that as probably an advantage. A large trigger group, but it is specifically designed for some cold weather use. That is very cool. Next up, we have for $400 a life card. This is one of those neat items, that's a way to describe it, that took, by my understanding, it took a long time to actually reach the market. And this person has about 15 rounds through it. It comes with the original box. It is a life card in .22 Winchester Magnum. It is essentially a gun that folds out, but you can store it in your wallet. It just looks like a credit card, or store it in your pocket. That is very cool, and the picture is them at the shooting range with it. And now we have a wedding ring set. Looking to trade ex-wife's wedding ring for new guns, for a few guns. $2,000, we have their wedding ring set there that this guy is trying to trade for some new guns. That's just something that I captured because it is totally funny and interesting, so shout out to that guy. I hope he got himself some guns that he will be happy with. And next up, we have another launcher, quite a few launchers here. This one is a Cobra for $275. This is a folding stock launcher. used and not pretty, but highly functional 37mm flare and question mark launcher. He doesn't want to say grenade. Original Cobra with top folding stock. Cheap Cobra pins replaced with HK push pins between the stock and the launcher. Another very cool gun. And I would imagine that these are fairly easy to make at home, as long as, just depending on the strength of the initial explosion that you would need. But another 37mm, and here we have for $800 an Echo 1 thermal reflex from Sig Sauer, something that I looked up, and I did not know that this was even a thing. A thermal sight, thermal reflex from Sig Sauer. This is the 11011 model, not the cheaper version, and they're willing to trade for AK-74s, VC-61s, FALs, or DBALs/PEQs, or PEQs. Otherwise, cash is key. And I looked this up. It's essentially a reflex sight that is a thermal imager. That is super cool. And now we have for 15 grand a cannon. This is a really cool cannon that has the front two wheels. I think it would be so cool to own a freaking cannon. I built this full scale and to period specs in 2011. The white oak wheels were made by Whitmore Carriage Company in Pennsylvania. So a carriage company made the wheels. One of the few remaining wheelers left. This is a 6-pound Napoleon with a 3-inch bore and is metal sleeved. It is fully functional, and I have used it in many Southeast reenactments. This comes with all of the implements shown that are needed to operate it. The powder box is made of deadhead cypress and is full scale with the period copper top as per specifications. This also comes with a 19-inch dual axle trailer, and it is in great condition, and all you need is a uniform. So I think that's awesome. And cannons, by my understanding, are just sold as muzzle loaders, which is super cool. I would love to have a big cannon. And now we have our final one. What better way to end it than with a high point? Check out that magazine and check out the front sight, or check out the top. I screenshotted this because I think that they mounted the red dot laser, or the laser, as if it was a red dot. Like they replaced the rear sight, took that out, and somehow placed the laser on top. And if you can go through the bad spelling or bad grammar, that's almost what it sounds like they did. They say, I have a custom Hi-Point C9 with upgrades, including an laser sight mounted for rear sights. That is a weird way to word any sentence, but I think what they're saying is that they literally mounted a laser in place of the rear sight. So trying to make that sentence sound a little better, it says, including a laser sight mounted for a rear sight, or as a rear sight. Did this person do that? And then they have Hi-Point's double magazine. If there's anything close to a double magazine extended clip, it is this thing from Hi-Point. So that's hilarious. And it comes with that is a 20+1 round red ball single stack extended mag. At least they did not say clip. And I could be wrong about that laser, but it really looks like they mounted it like that, which is super notable and something that I would like to buy probably, because that's cool. And they even have ammo for the right deal. They're asking $225 for their trade value. My friend, I hope that you enjoyed this. And like I said, this was the first video where someone, I think, walked up and probably saw me making it. So I scooted over here down the stream. Happy holidays, and I hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time, my friend.